And right now, we're in a big fight. We got, right now, Donald Trump has already announced that he's going to bring in steel and aluminum tariffs. We're going through this roller coaster. He says there's a 30-day pause, and now he's announced more tariffs. So first, on that steel and aluminum tariff, we've got to fight back. We got to punch back with retaliatory tariffs. That's step one. We also have to put in place supports for the workers impacted. Now for steel and aluminum, but in general, we can't just wait to the last minute and scramble. We know that the auto sector is also worried about impacts on workers. Our first priority is to stop these tariffs, but then alongside that, we're going to make sure we don't let workers bear the brunt of it, so workers get supported. And I've been speaking to a lot of Canadians about how they feel about what Donald Trump's doing. Of course, there's worry, but now Canadians are pissed off. They feel insulted. We were good neighbors. We worked together to build a good economy, and Donald Trump has insulted us. People feel offended at this idea of the 51st state. So Canadians on their own are already taking action. They're saying, we're going to buy Canadian, we're going to boycott American. And I want to acknowledge all the Canadians making that decision. Thank you for doing that. It's the right thing to do. We want to make it easier for Canadians to make that choice. So if you're making a big purchase, like buying a car, probably one of the biggest purchases in your life, we want to support Canadians who want to buy Canadian by bringing back the rebate on electric vehicles. We want to double it for Canadian vehicles. So $10,000 rebate if you buy a vehicle made in Canada. We're here in the automotive capital of Canada. I think it's very fitting to make that announcement to support Canadians who want to support workers building the important things that we have in our own country. So to do that, we're going to support you with a $10,000 rebate. Let's buy Canadian. Let's buy Canadian vehicles. We also want to punch back against those that are taking shots at our sovereignty. We know that the billionaire buddy of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, is a driving force behind the 51st state. So let's punch back against him. I should also mention he's not only the billionaire buddy of Donald Trump, he's also the billionaire buddy of Pierre Poilievre here in Canada. We want to pick a fight with this guy because we want to take him on. I'm not going to stand back while he takes shots at our country. So our move now is we want to put 100% tariff on Tesla cars. You pick a fight with Canada, we're going to fight back. We're going to make sure Donald Trump and Elon Musk feel it. So that's our vision. We want to be able to support Canadians, to buy Canadian, and we're going to fight back at those that are taking shots at our country. Donc, c'est clair que maintenant, on est dans une situation où les menaces de Trump frappent fort sur notre pays. Et il a déjà annoncé encore qu'il va mettre en œuvre des tarifs sur notre aluminium et acier. Une étape qui menace des travailleurs dans notre pays. Donc, notre demande au gouvernement, c'est qu'on doit répondre immédiatement en disant que si Donald Trump allait de l'avant avec ses tarifs, on va mettre en œuvre, on va imposer des tarifs de représailles. Et deuxièmement, on doit avoir des appuis en place pour protéger les travailleurs impactés. Dans ce cas, c'est l'acier et l'aluminium, mais en général, on doit avoir un ensemble des mesures pour aider les travailleurs. Et quand je parle avec les Canadiens à ce moment, il y a des inquiétudes, mais plus de ça, au-delà de ça, maintenant, les gens sont fâchés. Ils sont fâchés que Donald Trump a insulté le Canada en parlant des tarifs contre le Canada. On était des bons voisins. Et c'est une insulte qu'il attaque le Canada comme ça. Donc, les Canadiens ont déjà décidé qu'on va boycotter les produits des États-Unis et on va acheter les produits canadiens. Donc, pour aider les Canadiens, premièrement, je reconnais comment c'était une bonne décision de faire ça. Et pour aider les Canadiens de prendre cette décision d'acheter des produits canadiens, on va encourager les gens d'acheter des voitures produites au Canada. Donc, on va réinstaller les rebats pour les voitures électriques et le doubler pour les voitures électriques fabriquées au Canada. Ça veut dire 10 000 $ de rabais pour les produits, pour les voitures canadiennes. Ça va encourager les gens qui prennent cette décision d'acheter quelque chose qui est assez grand comme une voiture, d'acheter quelque chose canadien. Et en plus, pour attaquer Donald Trump et son ami milliardaire Elon Musk, c'est aussi l'ami de Pierre Poilievre, On veut aussi imposer des tarifs de 100% sur les voitures Tesla. Ça frappe directement, ça cible directement les gens qui attaquent notre pays. Et dans ces temps difficiles, où il y a beaucoup d'incertitudes, vous pouvez compter sur moi et mon équipe pour se battre pour vous et votre famille. I just want to close by saying, in this time of uncertainty, when there's every day we don't know what Donald Trump's going to say, and he attacks us, and it's a roller coaster ride. In this time of uncertainty, I want you to know you can count on me and you can count on my team to always fight for you and your family. We are proudly a party founded by workers. That's why we're so honored to be here in a union hall with Unifor. We will always fight for workers first. That is always our priority. In everything we do, we always put workers first. Thanks so much. I'm ready for any questions you might have. Je suis prêt pour vos questions.
We're going to begin with questions on site. We'll start with the Windsor Star.
Hi.
Hey there.
So the Tesla tariffs, like you don't see the Teslas on the road like you do Chrysler minivans, for instance. So how much of an effect do you think that will have, or is it more of a symbolic statement? Or?
I think it sends a clear message of where we stand. And we want to make it very clear that if you pick a fight with us, we're going to fight back. I guess something I learned in Windsor, right? We got to fight back and you got to stand up for yourself. And so when it comes to Elon Musk, I want to send a message directly to him. I want tariffs on him, on his company. He thinks he can pick a fight with Canada. He thinks he can say that we should be the 51st state. We're going to hit him back. And so it is important. It's an important gest. Economically, we want it to feel an impact, but it's also an important symbolic decision to say, yeah, we're not going to stand for this. We're fighting back. And so I think it's important on both fronts. But coupled with that, we really want to encourage Canadians to buy Canadian. Canadians already want to do that. Let's make it easier for them. So that's why we're saying let's bring in a $10,000 rebate for electric vehicles made in Canada to encourage more electric vehicles built here in Canada. We can build, I want to make Canada the best place in the world to build electric vehicles. And one of the ways to build up that economy or to build up that climate is to encourage Canadians to buy Canadian.
Do you have a follow-up?
No.
We're going to CTV Windsor next.
What will your government prioritize? Bringing down the Trudeau government to get to an election sooner, or finding a way to work together to fight against Donald Trump with some real meaningful measures?
Well, I mean, we could do that right now. And I want to make this very clear. And we've called for Parliament to be recalled because it can happen right now. We could have Parliament back in session right now. And then the government prioritizes which bills come forward. So if they're serious about a package of supports to help us fight back against Donald Trump and to support workers, they could prioritize that and put that before the House as the first thing we vote on. And of course, at a time when we're threatened by a trade war, a war that we did not want to start, but one that we have to fight back, then we will, I can't imagine any opposition leader opposing measures to fight back against Donald Trump and to support workers. Well, I guess there's one guy I would imagine that wouldn't support that, as Pierre Poilievre, but otherwise I can see all opposition leaders would be on side with defending Canada and supporting workers. And so that's up to the Liberals. If they want to recall Parliament, I've said do it. Recall Parliament and let's get to work to put in supports for workers. Pierre Poilievre said recall Parliament, and he doesn't want to get anything done though. He doesn't want to work on anything. He's just said recall Parliament. I'm saying let's recall it, get supports in place. There are going to be, by law, confidence votes at the end of March. I'm voting against the government then. We still have 2 months to bring in laws, protections, supports. Let's get those done.
Okay, we'll go to CBC next.
Hi, Jacob with CBC.
Hey,
one of the focuses of Donald Trump seems to be reshoring these jobs in America. Obviously, Windsor has a big stake in that, given the number of automotive jobs here. So what would you do in the long term to protect against that idea of reshoring?
Well, one of the things that has become very clear is we are vulnerable because we rely so heavily on one trading partner. So for the long-term sustainability of our country, we must diversify our commercial relations. We have to sell to more countries. We can't rely on one partner. And if that partner becomes unreliable, it jeopardizes workers. It jeopardizes our economy. We cannot let that happen again. So while we are very proud that we've built a strong economy and we have strong ties with the United States, we need to diversify that. There's lots of places we can sell. We should be selling more to the European Union. We could be working more closely with Latin America. Mexico is in a very similar position to us. We find ourselves like we should be in a position of allyship. We should be allies with Mexico in these circumstances. So there's lots of things we can do to diversify. We also need in general to build more of what we need in our own country. Manufacturing in Canada has to be strong. And one of the ways that we can strengthen manufacturing in our own country is to change the rules around procurement. We could say if we're spending public money, so if we're buying stuff at the federal level, we got to first buy stuff that's made in Canada. That would encourage more industries in Canada, knowing that there's going to be contracts for them. We also know that there's a lot of infrastructure projects. We build bridges, build roads, we build big infrastructure projects. We can require that in those infrastructure projects, the content, so the steel and aluminum and the other things that we need, the wood, are Canadian content. That again is another way for us to support Canadian industry, Canadian manufacturing. We need to shore up our own economy to build up a strong, resilient Canada. So building more of what we need here, and we need to diversify where we sell. We need to always put workers first in every decision we make. Follow up?
Yeah, just if you can just drill down on the Tesla tariff idea a little bit. How would that work? Are you talking about new cars coming into the country? And also, there's a certain amount of presence of Tesla in Canada. And do you feel like it would jeopardize that?
Yeah, I hope so. That's the whole plan, the whole idea. Oh, I mean, our plan is to hit back. I mean, Elon Musk has been very loud, very vocal, attacking our country. We're not going to let that stand. So if you're going to take a shot at us, we're going to fight back. I want folks to know that. I want Elon Musk to know that. I want Donald Trump to know that. We're going to fight back. We're not going to take this standing and we're sitting down. We're going to stand up and fight back. So Elon Musk thinks he can tweet off whatever he wants. Yeah, we're going to fight back. We're going to put a tariff on you then. And I want that to be something that impacts him. I want that to be something that he feels in the pocketbook. We want to make sure that it hurts. And then we use any revenue that we get from that to go back to support workers, to go back in towards a package to make sure that our economy is strong. So yeah, I want that to be felt. And I want Tesla and I want Donald Trump and Elon Musk to know, you pick a fight, we're fighting back. Oui, bien sûr, bien sûr. Donc, première étape, s'il allait de l'avant avec ces tarifs, on doit immédiatement annoncer qu'on va avoir des tarifs de représailles. Ça, c'est immédiatement, le gouvernement doit le dire immédiatement. Deuxièmement, on a besoin des appuis pour les travailleurs impactés. Souvent, dans les cas d'aucune crise, c'est les travailleurs qui sont les plus impactés. On ne peut pas laisser à côté les travailleurs. Donc, ça, c'est pourquoi je demande des appuis spécifiques pour les travailleurs impactés par les tarifs.
Je vais aller répondre immédiatement. Pourriez-vous être beaucoup plus concret? Comment et quoi vous allez faire directement?
Des tarifs de représailles. Ça, c'est une réponse concrète. Donc, il propose de menacer, il propose des tarifs contre nous de 25%. Donc, on répond avec des tarifs de 25%. Ça, c'est des tarifs de représailles. Des tarifs de représailles, dollar pour dollar, contre ce que il fait avec nous. Donc, répondre avec les mêmes tarifs contre Donald Trump, contre les États-Unis. Premier pas. Et deuxième pas, ou deuxième étape, c'est de mettre en place un ensemble de mesures pour aider les travailleurs impactés. Ça veut dire, pour les industries impactées, des appuis avec des conditions fermes, que chaque sou, chaque dollar d'argent va avec des conditions pour garantir les emplois et les salaires. Deuxièmement, on doit avoir aussi, plus de ça, un ensemble de mesures pour toutes les industries ou tous les secteurs, tous les travailleurs qui pourront être impactés par les tarifs.
Nous allons maintenant aux questions via
Yeah.
Zoom. Oui.
Sorry, Nina, I'm just going to do that in English.
Of course.
So on the aluminum, when I led off the top, if Donald Trump moves forward with what he's now just threatened, specifically to have tariffs on steel and aluminum, we should respond with retaliatory tariffs, dollar for dollar. So if it's a 25% tariff on our steel and aluminum, we respond in kind. That is the type of fight that we have to bring to defend our country, to defend our workers. And then on top of that, I want supports in place for the workers impacted. In this case, starting with steel and aluminum, but we need a package in place for all the workers and all the sectors that might be impacted. We can't scramble after workers lose their jobs. And they're saying, well, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to support my family? We need that package in place now, so it's ready to go if any worker gets hit.
We're going to go to questions on Zoom.
Yeah. Sorry, Nina, back to you.
No problem. Thank you. We will go. On va commencer avec Maxime Huard de Radio-Canada. C'est à vous.
Oui, bonjour. Est-ce que vous m'entendez, M. Singh?
Oui.
Merci beaucoup. D'abord, je voulais savoir, est-ce que vous pensez que l'attitude de Donald Trump par rapport à la souveraineté des autres pays, quand il menace la souveraineté des autres pays comme le Canada, Panama, le Danemark, est-ce que vous pensez qu'il viole le droit international?
Ah oui, absolument. Ces menaces violent le droit de notre, de fait que tous les pays ont le droit d'être souverains. Et il veut attaquer la souveraineté de ces pays. Donc, il peut, honnêtement, des menaces comme ça, c'est quelque chose inapproprié. Est-ce que c'est illégal? Mais pas à ce moment. Mais on verra s'il fait quelque chose d'illégal. Mais à ce moment, l'intention, je pense, est pas juste et ce n'est pas moral. Mais exactement dans une définition légale, peut-être à ce moment pas illégal, mais ça montre comment on a une menace qu'on doit prendre au sérieux, parce qu'il est sérieux. Donc, on doit défendre notre pays. On doit renforcer nos institutions publiques, défendre notre système de santé et protéger les travailleurs et mettre en place des tarifs de représailles pour défendre notre pays.
Et en suivi, est-ce que vous seriez en faveur, vous, de renforcer la présence militaire du Canada dans l'Arctique?
Oui, on a déjà dit ça. On a une députée en Nunavut, Lori Idlout, qui l'a dit, c'est important d'avoir une présence forte dans le Nord. On a dit ça aussi. Donc, on doit avoir une présence forte pour défendre notre souveraineté dans le Nord particulièrement, mais à travers le pays aussi.
Nous allons maintenant à Michel Sabat avec la presse canadienne. C'est à vous.
Bonjour, Monsieur Singh. J'aimerais d'abord clarifier vos propos des dernières semaines. Si le gouvernement présente un plan d'aide aux travailleurs qui nécessite l'appui du Parlement, maintiendrez-vous votre confiance dans le gouvernement tant que ce plan ne sera pas adopté par les deux chambres, ce qui pourrait prendre un bon moment, ou bien au plus tard le 31 mars, quoi qu'il arrive, même si le plan n'est pas adopté, vous retirerez votre confiance?
Donc, ça, c'est une question vraiment importante. Et ce que le gouvernement va faire va vraiment montrer le fait que s'ils sont sérieux ou non. Parce que j'ai dit, à ce moment historique, avec effectivement une guerre commerciale, on a dit que le gouvernement doit rappeler le Parlement. On doit avoir le Parlement. Et puis, j'ai dit que, et je encore répète, si le gouvernement est sérieux et ils veulent aller devant avec un ensemble de mesures pour aider les travailleurs, des autres outils pour faire face ou pour répondre aux menaces de Donald Trump, présente-les. Présente ces propos dans le Parlement. Et je ne peux pas imaginer qu'une partie d'opposition va opposer des mesures pour aider les travailleurs, sauf les conservateurs et Pierre Poilievre qui est contre les protections pour les travailleurs. Mais tous les autres chefs de parti d'opposition sont d'accord avec l'idée de défendre notre pays et de défendre les travailleurs. Donc, si le gouvernement est sérieux, il peut le faire. On a 2 mois. On a le temps de le faire. Et on peut le passer rapidement parce que c'est une situation urgente. On a déjà vu des pertes des emplois. Donc, si le gouvernement est sérieux, il peut mettre en œuvre, il peut proposer des mesures pour aider les travailleurs. C'est quelque chose que tout le monde sont d'accord, sauf les conservateurs et Pierre Poilievre, mais tout le monde va être d'accord et on peut le passer. Mais si le gouvernement attend jusqu'aux dernières minutes, ça veut dire qu'il n'est pas sérieux. Parce que j'ai déjà dit, je vais voter contre le gouvernement au fin de mars. S'ils sont sérieux, on a 2 mois pour faire quelque chose. Finalement, si le gouvernement attend 2 mois et les travailleurs perdent leurs emplois, les industries, on perd les industries au Canada, ça c'est un fight, un manque de leadership. C'est absolument inacceptable.
Bon, écoutez, on va passer à autre chose, là. Êtes-vous d'accord avec l'idée de M. Poilievre de sabrer l'aide étrangère pour financer la défense de l'Arctique?
On doit investir davantage pour protéger le Nord. On doit investir davantage dans la force canadienne. C'est quelque chose qu'on doit faire. Pour nous, il y a plusieurs coupures qu'on peut faire. On a des subventions pétrolières, des milliards de dollars. On dépense des centaines de millions de dollars pour des, des gens qui sont dehors des services publics. Il y a plusieurs choses qu'on peut arrêter de faire pour avoir le revenu, pour investir davantage dans nos forces canadiennes. Donc, ça, c'est notre approche. Si on peut, comme un pays, on doit essayer de faire notre part pour aider le monde. Et pour moi, il y a plusieurs choses qu'on peut couper qui sont des dépenses pas nécessaires comme les subventions pétrolières, comme les utilisations des consultants privés. Il y a plusieurs choses qu'on peut couper et garder nos services, et garder nos programmes. Pas comme les conservateurs qui veulent couper pas seulement l'aide étrangère, ils veulent couper vos pensions, ils veulent couper les soins de santé, ils veulent couper les soins dentaires. Donc, c'est important de savoir toutes les coupures conservatrices de Pierre Poilievre vont coûter cher aux gens.
I have a request for that answer in English, please, on military spending in the Arctic.
Yeah, we absolutely need to be investing more in our military. I've said it before. We need to be investing to give our troops the equipment they need. It's clear that they are working on equipment or using equipment that frankly should be in a museum, outdated, insufficient, not up to the task. So we need to invest to support our men and women who serve with the equipment that they need to do the work we ask of them. We need to invest in our military to ensure that they've got homes. I've been to military bases, spoke to workers, spoke to armed forces members who say, we can't afford to live in the communities where we're serving on bases. So we need to build homes on bases where we're working, where our men and women who serve can live. So we absolutely need to invest in the military. And in the North, particularly, there are serious threats to our sovereignty. We need to invest in the North. So absolutely, I would support that. And to pay for it, there's lots of ways we can do it. New Democrats have talked about cutting wasteful spending, like the billions of dollars in subsidies that go to highly profitable oil and gas companies. That should be cut. The hundreds of millions of dollars that go to private consultants that our public service could be doing that exact same work. We would cut that as well. There's things that we can cut while protecting our services, protecting programs that Canadians need, and by investing in our military. Unlike the Conservatives who will cut the services you need. They've been very clear. Pierre Poilievre would cut your pensions. So for seniors, under Harper, you saw your pensions cut. He made you work 2 years longer. Pierre Poilievre wants to cut it even worse. For folks, that's going to cost seniors. He wants to cut healthcare. For people that rely on healthcare, he's going to make you pay out of pocket to get care that you need. He wants to privatize it, make you have to pay out of pocket. He wants to cut childcare. He wants to cut the child benefit. He wants to cut, it's going to cost you. And so it's important for Canadians to know the choice in this election. You Democrats want to defend what we have and lower your bills. Conservatives want to cut the things that you need, and it's going to cost you more.
So this is all the time that we have. This concludes our press conference. Ceci conclut notre conférence de presse. Merci. Bonne journée.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.